All right, Lawson C out of here with another video and pretty hot topic. So a couple weeks ago, Tennessee lawmakers introduced a bill to allow fathers to veto abortion.
Ooh.
Tennessee be on some shit. They're the ones that introduced that bill last year for the abortion restrictions.
I think it got thrown out or
No,
nobody voted on it.
It's still in court.
Okay.
Still in court, going through a lot of legalese, basically. So here it says, let me see. A bill introduced in the Tennessee General Assembly this week would allow a man who gets a woman pregnant to request an injunction barring her from having an abortion. Now, you see how they worded that sentence?
Yeah.
They didn't say a father. They say a man who gets a woman pregnant.
Well, I think they used the word man because if she is pregnant, you don't really know if the child belongs to him.
No. They're going to go into that.
Okay.
The point is the way they worded that is they didn't say a father has the right to bar her from getting an abortion. They said a man who gets a woman pregnant. So they're trying to separate it from being father, mother. Because they're trying to say it's not a baby.
Well, you can look at that, or we can look at it like they're not saying a father because you don't really know if you're the father until you have a paternity test.
Well, hold on. If I'm trying to get her to get an abortion, clearly I'm the father.
We don't, dude.
Are we going with the dad, mama's baby, daddy's baby?
That's what they're going with.
Okay.
The women in the society are fucking like rabbits. You don't know who the father is.
Okay.
That's why I think they said a man instead of father.
So they had to put it out real long way. Like, this is how, simple.
Yeah.
Get it down to the very nitty gritty. All right. But
when you go into the article more, we can talk about it more.
I still believe they did that to once again quantify the fetus as not a baby or whatever. Anyway, the legislation 5BO494 in the Senate and HB 1079 in the House would require a court hearing to be held within 14 days of the petition being filed by the individual seeking an injunction. At the hearing, if the man can prove that he is the biological father and that he is a reasonable probability that the woman would obtain an abortion, the court shall issue an injunction prohibiting her from terminating the pregnancy.
Okay, see? That's why they use the term man, because the woman knows it's her child. But the man that is who's asking
for he has to prove it.
He has to prove it.
Is a proof of the parenthood requires that only that a petitioner acknowledge paternity. At the end it says, no, see? That's my point. I'm right.
What?
Proof of parenthood requires only that the petitioner acknowledges paternity. A DNA test is not required. You do not have to be the father. That's crazy. Now that's kind of crazy. So basically, if you with a woman and she gets pregnant, and she's like, I don't really want to have a baby. Y'all having, and you go, no, I want my baby. If you go to the court and acknowledge paternity, you say I'm the father, which means that means legally you're going to be held responsible. Then you can stop her from getting an abortion. That's crazy. Now I don't know.
But what if another man come forward?
If you're right. So now another man can come forward and say I'm the father and I don't want her to get no abortion, and a 14-day trial goes on, and I mean, I don't know.
The thing is, what if she's dealing with two men, and one man is okay with her having an abortion, and the other man is like, no, you ain't getting no abortion. I don't want no abortion.
I don't get it. It says if the man can prove that he is the biological father. But right here it says proof of parenthood requires only the petitioner acknowledge paternity. A DNA test is not required. So he just has. So the way he prove it, it's just come in and say it's mine.
Because you can prove paternity before a baby is born now.
No. I'm saying. It's saying he only has to prove that he's the father.
Well, the article is contradicting itself.
That line, those two
sentences in the paragraph are contradicting themselves.
So I guess I still don't understand the law then.
But see, it says if the woman, they didn't say mother,
violates the injunction by obtaining an abortion, the court may hold her in civil or criminal contempt. There's no exceptions for rape or incest.
See, this is the only part that I'm not for abortion. But when you say incest, then you're leading to, it's not just, you're leading to like genetically things that may be wrong with the child.
How many children are being created through rape and incest?
Not a lot.
Need abortion. It's not a lot. That's why they
don't. A lot.
I think that's why a lot of these bills don't take it into account, because it's like,
it happens so rare.
It's like so rare. And at some point, if you do make it a thing, a woman can come in, say I was raped, and get an abortion and she wasn't raped.
That's
Can't she? Is
Well,
that
I
possible?
think that she would have to prove it.
Like, would she have to get a rape kit to prove?
She have to get a rape kit. Not
So
only
wait,
she have to get a rape kit.
so wait, you telling me that a woman can come into the Planned Parenthood pregnant with tears in her eyes and say, "I was raped. I want to get an abortion," and they'll make her get a rape kit before they give her the abortion? I don't think that's happening.
Listen, I think that if this is something that they're going to move forward with and try to abolish abortion,
They're not doing that.
if it was something that would happen, I would think that they would put strict policies in place where you have to prove without a shadow of doubt this is incest and this is rape. Meaning you have to show that you went to the hospital for rape.
See, you can't ignore politics though, because now the doctors themselves are you gonna have a literal police officer in there? I mean, not a police officer, but a person who does the rape kit administer. You're gonna have them standing there with a police officer
For what?
and the doctor to prove that, because now the doctor can lie. If your politics is you are pro choice, and a woman comes in and say, "I was raped, I want an abortion," you're not gonna call the police. You're not gonna call for her to get a rape kit administered. You're just gonna give her the abortion. It's too hard to micromanage that. You just can't. So you have to either ignore it and say those rare cases don't happen enough for us
I
to
think
put it in the
then
bill.
there should be policies put in place to where if doctors who are do that will be fined and receive prison time for doing something like that.
Well, I don't know.
That would be considered murder, what you did.
But is it murder when a mother asks for an abortion then?
Yes.
Well, see, that's not, according to law, it's not.
But see, if the abortion was passed, I'm pretty sure they would say it's murder to abort a kid.
Okay. If not into law, the measure is likely to be found unconstitutional. In the 1992 Planned Parenthood versus Casey decision, the Supreme Court struck down a state requirement that a woman notify her husband when she saw an abortion. So wait, so in America, a woman doesn't even have to notify her husband? She can literally get pregnant by him, go get an abortion, and act like nothing happened, and he'll never know.
You know what? I sit here and think, like, how many women have had husbands, have had boyfriends, and they've gone off and had abortions, and you don't even know.
You hear these women saying they were married for 5 years, they was in a relationship for 2 and 3 years, and they don't have no kids, and you go, how is that possible? How are you in a relationship with somebody more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years?
Unless you have medical issues.
Medical issues or sterile or something like that. But
if you with a
things.
woman for 5 years and y'all didn't produce no kids and y'all fucking all the time, and she don't have medical issues,
and you don't either,
and you don't have medical issues
you had
either,
an abortion, man. But anyway, similar efforts to allow fathers
check
to
the
veto
bank account.
Similar efforts to allow fathers to veto abortions in the states have been unsuccessful. In 2014, a Missouri legislator introduced a bill that would have required doctors to receive written, notarized consent prior to performing an abortion from the man who got the woman pregnant. The bill did not receive a vote. Damn. Last summer, Tennessee, we know about that. The unconstitutional resulted in dangerous bill. Executive Director of Tennessee Advocates for Planned Parenthood said the statement, nobody should have the power to make health care decisions for someone else, not a judge, a partner, and certainly not a rapist.
Do you see how she's trying to make this dark, evil? She had to throw that rapist part in there.
That doesn't happen. Most women who get an abortion is for convenience. It has nothing to do with they were raped or incest.
She threw that rapist part in there to just make it seem like it's just happening all the time.
But here we got a video of them having this discussion, and I thought some very interesting things were said. What it is to have a kid? What she's saying? I wonder if she has a kid. I mean, if you're talking like that, you have to have a kid, right?
Yeah.
I pray she has an actual child and ain't just talking out her ass.
So I feel like when men throw around this like debate of like abortion, like I should have a say, blah, 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 they're just not fully aware like how much it affects us. I agree.
This is what she was brought on the earth for, was to have kids.
It's crazy.
Come on, you don't realize how much it affects us. This is literally what she was created for, was to bear children.
And it's a curse and a blessing. But anyway, what's your thoughts on should a man have a say so?
A man should absolutely have a say so over abortion because it's his seed. It's his child, to be honest. Women go around and say, my kids, it's
literally his seed.
It's his seed. You're just carrying it.
It's like an incubator. You're like the egg that fertilize.
Help me. You helping him getting his seed into the world. That's what you're doing.
You can't. You're not allowed to say that though.
Actually, studies have shown that children are better off with their fathers than with their mothers.
Eesh.
Wonder
Wait,
why?
so
Because
does-
it's his seed.
Does that mean men are better parents? than
Parents,
mothers?
yes, men are better parents than women are.
Oh man.
If men, let me take this. If men were in their natural state, natural being like they're supposed
Their
to be,
mindset was correct. Yeah.
I can't say it for this day and age, but
Yeah.
naturally, they are better parents.
Okay. I agree. I think men should definitely have a say so on abortion. I think it's pretty obvious. It's evident. But we're in a society where
Well, our
murder's
uncle,
okay.
he raised both of his daughters.
Yeah.
Who they call? Dad.
Damn. Yeah. But that's our opinion on the situation.
2-person household, by the way.
Yeah, that's our opinion on the situation. We'll see if this bill gets through or not, or if they're gonna shoot it down to the ground.
They gonna shoot that shit down.
Yeah, they didn't even allow.
That bill not gonna make it because they getting ready to pack the fucking Supreme Court.
They didn't even allow. They didn't even allow a bill to pass where a woman has to notify her husband, not her boyfriend, her husband. They didn't even pass that bill, so this ain't getting through. But
Husband, who is he?
remember when the woman used to say you can't say nothing unless you put a ring on it? Now you
He
put
a ring on it, and it's like you still
still
can't
ain't got-
say shit.
Still ain't got no say so. But anyway, that's our opinion on the matter. So peace and all praises to the Most High.